metaphysics. Metaphysics means beyond the physical. There are reality beyond the physical manifestation. The physical manifestation deals with something called phenomenology. Phenomenology has to do with physical appearance. That is why when you ask somebody, tell me about yourself, tell me who you are, tell me who you, I want to know who you are. They will begin with phenomenology. By the way, if you want to study more about phenomenology, there's a European philosopher called Edmund Husserl who spoke about phenomenology. So I'm not trying to be to discuss Edmund Husserl's philosophy here, but the reality I'm trying to describe is that if you ask somebody, please tell me who you are, I want to know you, I want to get to understand you, they will begin with phenomenology, with the physical appearance, right? You've had somebody watching movies or listening to your friends, ask somebody, tell me, I want to know you, I want to get to know you, tell me who you are. You begin with my name, begin with where I was born, my parents, right? My siblings, the condition under which I grew up, my sufferings, my struggles, the places I went to school, right? My visions, my dreams, my careers. So these are the things that you're most likely going to hear from people. And this brings me to the fact that many people on this planet are trapped on phenomenological aspect of reality, on the physicality of things. Nobody thinks metaphysical. But in essence, you are a celestial being having terrestrial experience. Come on. I'm going to say this again because it's very important. You are a celestial being. Celestial being means angelic being, a heavenly being who fell into matter, the material planet, the material reality, and you're having a carnal human experience. Before you became physicalized, before you wore this physical body, this physical body, you were once this incarnate soul. You are a soul who fell into matter. And because you fell, that is why if you read many scriptures, including Christian scriptures, the Jewish scriptures, the Islamic scriptures, and many multiple other scriptures around the world and in different cultures, they talk about the fall of man. Man fell. What does that mean, that a man fell? Even the Bible spoke of the fall of Adam. Most of you think Adam, if you go back in history, there was a man known as Adam. No. Thinking of you are Adam. You are Adam who fell into matter. You tricked to come here. And if you are born here, you came here through your mom's womb. Remember, woman's womb, woman's vagina is the gateway through which every soul become incarnate in the physical dimension or in the physical realm. So without your mama's vagina, unless you're a cloned entity, unless you're cloned, if you're cloned, of course, you might not have come through the women's door, right? The women's vagina, right? You came out of women's vagina, women's womb. That is the gateway through which you manifest on the physical plane, right? But you have to understand that the realm in which you exist, this physical realm in which you live in, this world, this thing you call the world, this planet, this physical manifestation, your physical manifestation is because you fell. You fell. You are an angel that has fallen into matter. I'm going to say it again. Because most of you read the scripture, but you don't know how to interpret it because the Bible is often codes, written in codes, right? People don't get it. When you hear angels fell from heaven, you are that angel who fell into matter, into the material plane, and you are involved in the physical experience. If you go to hospitals, right, they have sections of the hospital mapped out for something called the quarantine. So, which means if you have some kind of infectious diseases, what happens? And you go to the hospital, you have a contagious disease. You go to the hospital. They're not going to place you where they place people who have headache, for example. They're going to quarantine you. They'll put you in a place called a quarantine. So when your soul came through your mama's womb and your mama's vagina and came into this physical planet, you became quarantined as an incarnate soul. This is one of the things that religion don't teach people, because religion is not spirituality. Many people are religious, but they're not spiritual. They don't understand higher dimension. They don't understand higher spiritual consciousness. They don't get it. So once you manifest here, once you're born, you become trapped in matter because you are in quarantine. You've forgotten that, but you rebelled against the law of the one, of the prime creator, the creator of all things, the supreme God, not the small God of this world. Talking of the supreme God, you rebelled against him by wanting to be externalized. You are, how do I say that? You are a spiritual disincarnate being. Disincarnate means you don't have incarnation, you don't have physicality, you don't have body, you have no flesh. You once existed as an angelic form, an angelic principle, as a light, pure light. And then you decided to have physical experience, and because of free will, you're allowed to do that. But then you become quarantined because you listen to the fallen angels, right? So when you hear the book of Revelation and the Christian Bible, you see that the devil failed, but then you see the dragon used his tail to drag 1/3 of the stars from heaven to earth. You're one of those stars that have fallen in the physical dimension, the physical experience. So, and because you failed, you listened to the fallen ones, your soul become quarantined. You are in quarantine. This is what the churches and the mosques and your Jewish rabbis don't talk to you about, because only few people understand that. That you're not here, you're here because something went wrong, right? You live in a carbon-based physical body. And I decoded in one of my previous videos that your physical body, when you read in the book of Revelation, I think chapter 13, I'm not too sure, about the number 666. Some of you are looking in the future when Antichrist is going to come. But what does this mean? This means your physical body is carbon-based. 6 proton, 6 electron, and 6 neutron. 666, carbon 12 based. That is the stardust in which your physical body was made, was crafted as a prison for your soul. This is a higher knowledge, right? This is advanced knowledge. But as I say, we have to lift our minds and our thought process beyond what we've been receiving as a teaching, as a lesson, as knowledge throughout your life, right? Because they're lying to you. Those who teach you don't know what they're talking about. You don't know what they're talking about. Whether you read the Quran or you read the Bible or you read the Torah, these are all astrological based books, right? And that is why the Bible is called Tabiblos. What does it mean? Helios Biblos. Helios is the sun. So, which means if you really understand Greek and you interpret the Bible in English, it means the book of the sun. Helios Biblos, Holy Bible, right? Holy Bible means Helios Biblos. Why did they call the Bible the book of the sun? Because it's full of astrological symbolism, and people take these symbols literal, and that's why they go wrong. Because as I say, the system around this world is the system that will make sure that your soul remains trapped in the physical matter. Because when you possess knowledge will free you, right? Knowledge and information. I'm not talking of knowledge of this world, I'm talking of knowledge of high spiritual consciousness. We liberate your soul from the recycling of the three-dimensional system in which you are trapped. So, the reason people tell you, when you ask them to tell me about themselves, you're not going to hear somebody tell you, I am a soul that fell into matter and I'm having physical human experience. Nobody tells you that. And if somebody tells you that, you're going to look at them like that. They're crazy. What is he talking about, or what is she talking about? But somebody who operates beyond the phenomenology of this world, beyond the physics of this world, understands this. If you understand metaphysics, you understand this, that you are once an angelic being, did not have physical composition, did not have this physical matter, did not have physical composition, did not have flesh. So flesh for a soul that once existed as pure light to exist in flesh means that you have fallen. This flesh, you say, is beautiful. We love the flesh. It's beautiful. So somebody's pretty, somebody's handsome. Is what the Bible describes as 666, because it's manufactured out of the stardust. That is why when you read scriptures, not just the Bible, but other scriptures, other ancient scriptures, they tell you that the gods fashioned man out of the dust of the earth. The dust is the stardust. And they tell you, even science today have established that our body is composed of carbon. Carbon is abundant material in the universe, in the star. That is what our bodies are made of. That is what the Bible described as God fashioning man out of the dust of the earth. When they say God, remember they're talking of the fallen angels who created the physical body as entrapment for your soul, right? Because you are in a prison. Do you understand that? Understand that you are in a prison. This is a quarantine. Something went wrong. You left your angelic world to come to physical matter because somebody tricked you. And who tricked you? The fallen angel. Call him Azazel. Call him Satan. Call him Lucifer. Call him Soklas. Call him Samael. Call him Azazel. Call him the demiurge. Call him the chief archons. Same name. The one who tricked you. Come to the physical realm. Right? Why did he do that? Because the fallen angels, the leaders of the great rebellion, have been cut off, they've been shut off of heaven, right? What you guys call heaven is the higher eon or the upper eon. They have been shut off from the upper eon, so they don't have access to life anymore, right? So they were in eternal damnation. And you become the food, you become the source of life for them. Angels, fallen angels, or Satan or Lucifer needs you to be in the three-dimensional reality, in the physical reality, because he feeds off of your energy. I know this is above many people's conceptual grasp. Many people like what I'm talking about. I'm not used to that. But I'm not here to tell you what you're used to. I'm here to tell you what has been hidden from you forever. Because that is what these are the history of man, the hidden aspect of our history that nobody wants to teach you. That's what I'm trying to explain here. There are older history, apart from what they teach you in school, apart from what they teach you in the church. These are all exoteric. It's meant for people who have childish mind, people whose consciousness is unevolved, right? People whose spiritual consciousness is low. Because when you know that what they're teaching you is error, is not the truth. It does not elevate your consciousness in a way. It keeps you recycled in the zodiac wheel of time. So you are going to die, you'll be born again, your soul is trapped in the astral realm, and then you come back again over and over and over. And some of you, because of ignorance, you have been here for a long time. You don't remember. Because, as they say, the chief archon or the fallen angel fragments your memory, fragments your soul, fragments your light. So when you manifest it, you don't remember that you once lived as a pure light. You don't remember it. You don't remember it. You don't at all. You don't remember who you are. So, because you don't remember who you are, they insert new program, new software into your consciousness to make you believe that you are your body. You are your body. When you see me, you see the physical body. But in essence, I'm a pure Christic light, a pure light, dwelling in the physical body and having physical experience. So if you don't sort this out while you're still on this planet, you're going to be recycled on the wheel of time. Forget about the nonsense they teach you. Just die, you go to heaven. Many people don't go to heaven. They're recycled here. That is the truth. They're recycled. Because something again, a lot of people don't know, Muslims, Christians, Buddhists, Jewish, don't know is that reincarnation is real. There's a reason as to why they hid this information from you, the controllers of our physical dimension, the matrix, the software that runs in your mind, your soul, the parasites that have conquered your mind, the spiritual parasite, the archons that controls your mind, that control your mind, are the reason as to why they hide this information from you. Because they don't want you to wake up, they want you to follow the system. Follow the system, you obey, you follow and do what every other person does. But when you realize who you are, you discover that if humanity is going this way, if humanity is going east, you better turn west. If humanity is headed like heads of group of animals, like cow heads, they are heading west, turn east. Because where many people are heading is not the truth. There's no truth there, there's no life there, right? So our topic today is going to be deciphering ancient occult symbol. No, that's part of what we do here. We've taken the rigorous effort to investigate, to elucidate, to enlighten, to bring those aspects of our history that nobody is teaching. So we are going to talk about serpent symbol, the snake symbol, and I'm going to tell you the reason why I am saying that this planet, this reality, this physical, once you are born here, once your soul incarnates, you become physical. You are in a prison. Your soul is in a, you don't understand it. Your soul is in a prison. Literally, you are in a quarantine. The higher realm quarantines you because you've been dented, you've been tainted. You've been tainted by listening to those who deceive you, and those who deceive you are the negative ones, the leaders of the rebellion, right? This is what the Bibles and other ancient scriptures call the fallen angel. You listen to them, come to the physical plane. You're not supposed to be here. The spirit of God is not supposed to dwell in flesh. This is flesh, this is beast. The flesh is the beast, all the 666. I'm not asking you not to take care of your physical body because you already exist in it. But remember, when you die, have you seen like a dead, rotten corpse? You don't want to, it stinks, it's bad. And you are trying to convince me that the spirit of the Almighty Supreme, the Sons, will voluntarily want to live in this carbon-based physical manifestation. No, you are tricked to be here. You came here through the gateway. The gateway is your mom's. I'm talking of advanced knowledge. The gateway is your mother's womb, your mother's vagina. You know, that's where you came through that to the physical realm, and then you are imprisoned. All knowledge, all religion, all educational programs here that runs on the mainstream is the system of control, and that will lead your soul to the negative side of existence, to the center of entropy. So today I am going to decipher one of the symbols of ancient society where they described the condition, the situation of souls here in the physical realm. And they use serpent. In ancient culture, all culture of the world, even if you examine your culture properly, there is snake motif, snake symbol in your culture. If you listen to the stories, to the fairy tales in your culture, you are likely going to find some stories dealing with serpent and snake and the deception of mankind and the creation in every, including my culture where I came from. There's a serpent motif. So this is the universal because the human computer mind downloaded this information from the primordial region. That something happened that made mankind begin to, through the collective consciousness, to reflect on our history from the unconscious realm, from the subconscious realm. So we are pulling out this information from thousands of years based on our unconscious, collective unconscious mind. Humanity has a collective subconscious or collective unconscious mind. So when you go to any culture, be it in America, be it in the Middle East, be it in Europe, in Africa, you will find in every specific culture stories about serpent, about snake, um, about the trickster, right? But if you don't know how to decode this, you're going to think that these people in ancient time are superstitious. No, they are not superstitious. They are advanced. We did not understand how they thought. And that's why we think that if you go thousands of years, people are all primitive and backward. No, in fact, they're more advanced in terms of comprehending metaphysical reality than we do this modern time. So I have few slides, just slides to uh, show how serpent symbolism was used in ancient time to describe that this planet in which you live, you are in a prison, you are quarantined. God, I didn't mean the God of this world, I mean the source, the one, supreme one, the creator of all things, right? I'm not talking of Jehovah, because Jehovah is a fallen angel. I've said this, and a lot of people don't understand what I'm trying to say. Jehovah Yahweh is a fallen angel, is a demiurge, is the God of the material plane. I'm talking of the higher eon. If you talk of the higher eon, you talk of the God that is the one, the source of all things, not just of the physical manifest, but of all things. He quarantined you here because you rebelled against his law. And you are here experiencing physicality, trying to redeem yourself, right? This is a prison. I know this is a hard pill to swallow for some people, but you are in a prison. The physical world is a prison. You're locked up here. The earth is a prison. The earth is a prison system waiting for your soul to be purified to return to the source. But because the archon or the fallen angels run this dimension, most of you don't get to redeem yourself because you forget who you are. You forget who you are, and they teach you all this wrong thing, this religion, the school system, your culture teach you all wrong things, and then you go with that, and then you're recycled in the zodiac wheel of time, right? Let me share my screen, and then we take the analysis from there. But I'm going to show you some things how the ancient people view the world, right? So give me just a second. Many motifs in the ancient world, as I said, deals with serpent or snake, right? Even in the Bible, the book of Genesis, the book of the beginnings, you see that the snake was present at the time or slightly after creation, right? But are they really talking of a creature we know today as snake? No, these are symbolism. These are symbolism, right? When they talk of snakes or serpent, you see the motion of snake is kind of up and down, like corrugated, like wave. They're talking of the wave and vibration because it is the wave and vibration that creates physical manifestation. Even if you listen to radio and you pay attention, like visual stimulation of wave frequency, you're going to see this movement up and down, like sea wave. So when the Asian people use snake motif, they're not talking of snake, they're not talking of serpent, they're talking of wave and vibration. Because waves and vibration is what created the physical, dense, material world. I know this is beyond many people's comprehension. It's beyond A lot of people's knowledge, a lot of people's program, how they have been programmed is beyond it. But when the Asian people use snake motif, oftentimes they are not talking of animal like snake or reptile. They're talking of some kind of vibration, frequency, because it is frequency that creates density. You see how wave is moving, you know, if you make cell phone, if you listen to radio, you see that the signals, what makes you to receive radio signal is because of wave, frequency and vibration, right? Electromagnetic frequency and vibration. It moves because Asian people are right brain based. Right brain based, they depicted the world in pictograph, right? They use picture, vivid human picture. It's called I think zoomorphia, something like that. Zoomological. I can't remember what it's called. Um, but they use animal symbols to depict something that is not physical. Whenever you see, sometimes you see them depicting using snake, or describing some kind of um, reality using snake motif. Most of the time, they are talking of wave because see the movement of wave. You exist today because there are frequencies and wave and vibration that keeps you existing. If you listen to radio, it is possible for you to receive radio signal because of wave. So these people are very advanced in physics as well. But they were using right brain. In our modern world, today, people are more left brain, and left brain is more kind of logical. So in ancient world, they will use snake. Today we use this kind of oscillation, this kind of corrugated oscillation to describe the same thing that ancient people talked about using snake motif. So, having said that, this symbol here is called Ouroboros. Ouroboros, I'm going to describe for you how the Asian people have told you that this world in which we live is in a lockdown. Is in a lockdown by using snake symbolism. Snake eating its own tail, right? Snake eating its own tail. This cycle, this circumferential serpentine cycle means that the world in which you live is in the lockdown by fallen angels. I know this is beyond many people's thinking, beyond many people's religious or educational mind conditioning. But I'm trying to tell you this other history of the world that nobody is going to teach you. You're not going to learn from school, you're not going to learn from the church, but that is where true knowledge lies. Because what they teach you, what you know, what the masses of Muslims who go everywhere and kneel down and bend their head on the ground and pray to Allah, most of these people don't understand the actual history of mankind. The same thing with Christians. On Sundays, see, churches are full. But these programs, they're teaching them is nothing but behavioral mind conditioning to continue to live in the three-dimensional reality. The program has been going on this planet for a long time because it is the matrix. So whenever you see this, it's called Ouroboros. Ouroboros, right? Snake eating, I think there's a Greek word, snake eating its own tail, devouring its own tail. What does it mean? It means that the world in which we live in is in a lockdown. We exist, the majority of the people on this planet, because this is a fallen realm. It means that this is the center of entropy, entropic center. Vanity upon vanity, all is vanity, right? You're chasing nothing. Most of the things you invest your consciousness in is just like a snake eating itself. You're being repeatedly recycled within the zodiac time. I know many people in New Age bullshit teaching will tell you this means eternity, this means something good. No, this is not something good. This is something that humanity should weep about, should cry about, because it tells you the condition of incarnate soul on this planet. You live in the system that is entropic, the system that feeds on itself, right? That's why, the survival of the fittest. The system feeds on itself because the system is diseased. The system is faulty. It is different from the higher eon, right? Where you came from, where your soul came from, there is no entropy. There's only center of positivity and enrichment. But we live in a center, in a world where we feed on each other, where demons or fallen angels also feed on the light we carry, which is the light of our souls. This is what we are trying to tell you. So this means that the planet Earth is locked. Once you incarnate here, once you're born here, you are in a lock. And when I say lock, don't go beyond looking at snake. You're talking of vibration, waves and vibration, because that's what creates the world. Waves and vibration is what creates the world. So let me go back again. So when they use snake symbol, don't focus on snake because we've been conditioned to look at snakes as just evil, and we just close our mind. You understand the metaphysical advanced reasoning and cognition of ancient people. So let me go back to the previous one. So when they use snake motif, they're talking of waves. They're talking of waves because it is waves that create you. Without wave, frequency and vibration will not exist, right? They're talking of the spectrums of electromagnetic field. They're talking of energy. So they're not talking of snake. So when they use snake to depict this sign of Ouroboros, it means that waves and frequency that controls this world is a negative one, is the center of entropy, is feeding on itself. You are in the realm of the fallen angel. I'm trying to explain this to people who can really stretch their imagination to understand what I'm trying to say. So what I'm trying to tell you is that this realm, this physical realm, this snake feeding on itself means that the physical plane in which you live is the center of nothingness. You left reality, you left the higher eon, you left your celestial realm, your angelic realm, and now you are trapped in a center of negativity, the center controlled by what the Bible calls the God of this world. See, I try to explain metaphysics because many people are not taught metaphysics. I mean, when I was in college, I took some courses on metaphysics, even though it's not like a deep metaphysical knowledge, but at least I have some kind of background for metaphysical conceptualization to understand metaphysics beyond the physical. Because once you describe knowledge or ideas beyond the physical realm, many people look at you like you're speaking in tongues. But this is what everybody should understand because that is about your soul. That is about your fall, the fall of man. Man has fallen. When I say man, I also mean woman. We have fallen into the category of physical reality, right? And we live in a place controlled by the service to self. So, as I say, many people in the New Age movement, the bullshit they propagate to people, which is also another aspect of mind control. The New Age movement is nothing but a mind control system, again, by the same system that are controlled by the same metrics. It's just an extension of the metrics, right? That's why a lot of people are lost on this world. The New Age movement and all those people who know about this image will tell you that this is good. This signifies eternity. Is eternity of misery. It's the eternity of entropy, a system feeding on itself. You're going nowhere. You recycled on the wheel of time forever. That's what it means because the waves, frequency, and vibration that controls the physical, dense material world, that controls you, that controls your thought process, is controlled by the demiurge, or the chief archon. You're talking of fallen angel, you're talking of Satan, you're talking of Lucifer. See, this is deep. Because our souls don't understand this information, this knowledge, we keep making mistakes for millions of years. Most of you have been recycled here for thousands of years. You don't just know that because, as I say, when you incarnate, the chief archons, the chief archon, the demiurge and his archon recycle you and they wipe your memory clean. So that's why you don't remember that you've been here before. You don't remember that, do you? You don't remember that you've been born probably in a different culture before. You don't remember that. And also in the Bible, there was a place where Jesus talked about reincarnation. What happened? I think during the church council, I think of Constantinople, I think sometime in the 500 AD, the church removed it because they don't want people to see the truth. They edited it out of the Bible where Jesus talked about the fact that souls are being recycled in the physical plane. They removed it because those who control the church, not talking of your pastor or regular priest in the parish, from the top are Luciferians. They're the ones who control all systems that govern this world, and they make sure that you don't have knowledge to free your soul to return back to the prime creator. And that is why here on this platform, we don't just talk about science or what is happening in society. We go esoteric. We explain esoteric mystery. We explain things metaphysically because it's very important. If you are a soul being, it's very important for you to understand these other aspects of reality that you don't know. Remember the visible manifestation, the visible, what your physical senses is able to perceive, what you're being taught in churches and schools, or everything you know in the physical realm is only but a very minute aspect of reality, right? Minute aspect of reality. So reality is about 99% invisible. So the only thing you see visibly and you've been taught in school and church is only maybe 1%. You operate on an electromagnetic field frequency that is just maybe tiny band of frequency. That's what the window you have to understand reality is very tiny. And if you don't have true concept of metaphysical knowledge, you are not going to understand the multi-dimensional aspect of your soul, and they will recycle you on this planet, on this physical plane. So this symbol is the symbol of the fallen angel. So for those of you who believe in the bullshit called the New Age movement, don't believe them when they tell you that this is eternity and this is good. No, this is not good. It's the entropic center. You exist within the entropic center, within the center of nothingness, within the center of service to self. Remember, you should be in the center of the service to order, service to others, right? Because service to others is the center of the true God, of the true divine essence. But those who are eating themselves, they're eating themselves, are the fallen angels whose energies, whose vibration feeds on itself, because it doesn't derive energy anymore from the source. God is the source. And once you cut off from God, the original creator of mankind, you're dead. That's why they're feeding on themselves. So this I'm trying to explain it, but I don't have enough word to explain what I'm trying to explain. And English is not my language. So this symbol is very deep and is something negative. It also means that the earth, the planet Earth, the physical plane in which you have been born, is enclosed. You are in an enclosed center of nothingness. The soul is trapped. The system of entropy, the entropic center, the center that consumes itself, it is run by fallen angels, right? So whenever you see the signs cycle like this, a snake feeding on itself, know that they are telling you something. But you're too busy, of course, you're too daft, you're too ignorant to understand the higher things. Jesus told us, Jesus said that one of the scriptures that I tell you things of this world, you don't even understand me. How much more if I tell you things of heaven? How can you understand it? How can you understand metaphysical things If you can't even process information, your mind, your brain cannot even process information of the physical realm. Just like quantum physics, quantum physics, the modern quantum physics is already beginning to confirm what ancient people already have known for thousands of years. And that is the fact that the world outside you does not exist. Many people, this is beyond many people's thinking, that the world, what you see outside there, the things you're looking at does not exist, but rather it's that a projection of your consciousness. Projection of your consciousness. Like, oh, have you lost your mind? Wisdom answer, have you lost your mind? No, I've not lost my mind. But I say many people cannot process even physical knowledge. How can they understand metaphysical knowledge? The world outside you, according to modern quantum physics, does not exist. It's a projection. You create everything you see because there's no density, there's no physicality. What you touch, what you see, the trees, mountains you see, does not exist because everything exists in a moment of infinite quantum vibration. Everything understand, everything exists in a moment of infinite quantum vibration. Atoms vibrate, right? So then I say this is beyond many people's knowledge. See, like I don't understand that. How can you tell me that if I'm looking at a tree or if I'm looking at somebody walking, they don't really exist? Because the fallen angels have so tricked your mind, fucked up your mind. The demiurge, who is the master of this physical plane, has fucked up your mind that you've forgotten who you are as a soul being. It's only when you are in your angelic existence, when you are truly operating on your true spiritual level, that what I'm saying might even make sense to you. Because when you talk this kind of thing to people, they say, like, I don't want to listen to all those things. I don't want to listen to all those things. How can you tell me that if I look at the mountains, the trees, the vehicles, and they don't exist? It is the projection of your mind. And that's why you see scientists saying that the world outside you is a computer simulation. And they don't just say that it is a simulation, but they say it is a simulation within a simulation within a simulation infinitely. Because there's a deception here. Your soul is in a mess. Your soul has fallen into a mess. The condition of being human, or rather, the condition of a soul living inside the human body, is a complete mess, right? So, this is the reality we live in. This is the condition of souls who are in the physical body. When the physical body, you live in a system that is locked. You see, it's locked. It's locked. You are in a prison. Physical incarnation, it means that you're in prison. That is why I say elevate your mind beyond the three-dimensional cognition, because every system you know is inside the snake. The Bible describes the snake as what? Leviathan. I think in Isaiah 27, it's the same thing they're talking about, but it's coded. Because it's coded, people don't understand it. It's the same way, frequency and vibration they're talking about when the Bible made reference to Leviathan. Leviathan is the god of the sea, the serpent of the sea. And when they talk about sea, they're not talking of oceans of water as you know that. No, the sea has to do with infinite quantum field of vibration. That's what it means. Infinite quantum field of vibratory frequency. So that's what they're talking about. That's what they're talking about. Right? So again, you see this sign again, figure eight. Figure eight, the same serpent trapped. Many people, again, in the New Age teaching, we tell you this is the figure of eternity. No, is it twisted? You are in an endless cycle of reincarnation and entropy. This is entropic center. Center is not going anywhere. Even though you think you're dying, you're going to heaven, but the same is within the same matrix. You're still inside the same matrix. The place they deceive you to be heaven is still inside the serpent. talking of high metaphysical knowledge. I don't know how else to explain it, but I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best. So this endless cycle, number figure eight, which people say the snake coiled in the shape of eight. Number eight, they say number eight is eternity. Number eight in the occult is infinite. Infinite. Occult means hidden, doesn't mean evil. That doesn't mean that, of course, there are people who are diabolical and evil. But when you hear the word occult, because of our limited knowledge of English language and also our lack of understanding of etymological derivation of the root word, we don't understand what it means and we think it's evil. Occult means hidden, akin, things not visible to the people. That's what it means. And that's how the world is run. The world is run by frequencies from the invisible. What you see happen in the visible is run from the invisible. And people who understand the invisible will rule over everyone and every system in the visible. That's why people are called the Luciferians, evil magicians, the dark black magicians rule the world and they manipulate your mind subconsciously because of your ignorance. Your ignorance is stinking. Your ignorance is stinking. You have to clean up yourself by getting out of the three-dimensional system. How do you do that? You do that by, it's not easy because it means you're going to be alone because people don't understand you when you say things that is of high advanced knowledge. If you follow the masses, if you want to be loved by people, your mind will be trapped in here, inside the serpent. The serpent is wave. I tell you again, I showed you in the first slide, the serpent is wave. Doesn't mean snake, a physical animal or reptile as we think. But this wave, frequency and vibration is negative because it's coming from the fallen angels. I'm trying my best to explain these things because these are occult knowledge. So the serpent, you are trapped in a system, even though you see the motion, the snake is moving, but you are coming back over and over and over because the system that feeds on itself. So what you do is to get out of the system, get out of this particular vibration, waves and frequency, get out of it, get out of the matrix. That's what it's telling you. Get out of the matrix. Want to be saved. Christians use the language, the word I'm saved. I wish some of them can see the higher dimension. That what I say doesn't make any sense, right? It's just a program, another program. You're still inside here, inside the serpent, inside the wave, frequency and vibration that's negative, that's entropic, right? The figure eight. Snake can be stretched like a rope, and then when it coils, you are recycling in the zodiac wheel of time. You're not going anywhere. This system is run by fallen angel, right? Sometimes you see the matrix is highly twisted and complex. They make you believe that if you do this, you go into heaven, but the heaven they are talking about is still inside the Lucifer design complex, Lucifer design matrix. You're still inside the prison. One day I will talk about those people who die and come back, what they call NDE or near death experience. When you die, you go to the other side, the astral plane, and they deceive you that you've seen Jesus or Muhammad waiting for you. People say they go through the light. Most people who die, when your soul ejects out of your body, you see a light, white light, and a tunnel, and you're vacuumed, right? You're vacuumed and you're speeding through that tunnel of light and you come to a place called the hall, right? The hall of judgment, right? And they treat you that you've gone to heaven. They feed you with this beautiful emotion because Lucifer is the master of camouflage. They feed you with these beautiful feelings, and that's why if you listen to anyone who have had, people, even some pastors and religious Muslims, whatever religious tradition they believe in, write books about dying and going to this other side and being taken by God. No, that is Lucifer still. You are still inside the serpent. It's complex. It's twisted. It's deceptive. So what you do is to acquire enough light, Christic light, or Christ light, or Christ consciousness to get out of the system. But how can you get out of the system when you are still trapped in religion? Why you are still living on this earth? Why you are still trapped within the cultural matrix, within the programs of what they've programmed into your consciousness? See, it's difficult for you to get out. So they will continue to feed off of your energy and recycle you. Because the reason they recycle you is so that they keep feeding off of your energy. Because you're talking of fallen angels who are wiser than you are. Of course, if you live in your primordial, celestial, angelic nature, you'll be wiser than serpents or the system, the negative wave, or Lucifer, or Satan, or the fire, Samael, or Saklas, these fallen angels. If you live in your true angelic nature, you will be more wiser than them. You can escape them. But if you are conditioned with the program that run in this world, the wave, frequency, and vibration that controls your mind is Luciferian. It's Luciferian. And the heaven you are dying, you're still inside the belly of the beast. They deceive you that you're going to heaven. But what they do in the astral plane is that they keep your soul for recycling. A woman gets pregnant somewhere else, and then they recycle, boom, you jump into the physical mind. Right? So the system is complex. The system is deceptive. This is the matrix. There's a code, numbers, infinite numbers, right? Controlling your mind, numbing you down, making sure that your consciousness does not arrive. Like some of you will listen to what I'm taking and so it's demonic. Oh, that's not what Imam told me. That's not what the rabbi told me. That's not what the pastor told me. But these systems you're being told is actually a control system. So you see some of us who are trying to bring light as enemy. As enemy. Because there's a code. There's a computer code, there's a software running within your consciousness and keeping you trapped for another recycling. It's twisted. The same system. If you understand it, you get out of the frequency that you're vibrating now. Means that you have to challenge everything you have ever been taught. Everything you have ever been taught is error. The world is narrow. You might not understand it now, but maybe when you leave your physical body and you're able to transcend this level of three-dimensional cognition, you can look back and say, oh my goodness, everything the church, religion, they've taught me here in the physical world is error, is a control, is all designed by the one system, fallen angels, right? So, I put this visual because it will help us to understand what the ancient people mean when they use snake motif. Don't just say, oh, it's the devil. Understand their mindset because, as I said, ancient people are right brain. Right brain deals with image, with pictographs, with is pictographical, is artistic, right? Is beautiful. Unlike left brain that is mathematical, the brain is divided into two functional parts: the left brain and the right brain. The left brain is responsible for logic, mathematics, reasoning, speech, speech, talking, right? But the left brain is the brain that is more attuned to God's frequency because it deals not with the symbol of this world. It deals with the symbol of the other realm. That's how ancient people depicted the world. So next time you look at a snake motif, don't just say, oh, that's satanic, that's evil. Understand what they're trying to tell you. They're trying to tell you that the world is run by waves and frequencies. You see, in the modern world, it will be like this. You see, the same oscillation, up and down. In ancient world, because their mind, they worked based on the left, on the right brain, they use symbolism to depict that which is not physical. It's called zoomorphological, something like that. Zoomorphological. They use animal to depict some spiritual, high-level, metaphysical science, right? Same thing. So snake is not necessarily because it's animal. They're talking of wave. Remember, the world was created by wave. You read, and God say, "Let there be this." God say, "Let there be that." That is frequency. God does not have vocal box to talk. God does not talk as we. That's why some of you who pray, you talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. You see, because you operate based on the three-dimensional level of reality. Because if you are really spiritual, you know everything is mental. There's a mental connection with the higher realm. You don't need to talk, because language is part of the fallen, part of the reality of the fallen nature of man. We evolve language as part of the fallen nature of man. When you are in your angelic realm, if you go to heaven, there's no language. You don't talk. You don't have vocal cord. So everything is mental. So when you see people just playing and blabbing and talking and talking and talking, they are low frequency. Those prayers are low frequency. The high level of frequency is based on mental. It's more of meditation. It's more of downloading information from your consciousness, not word. Word cannot describe the things of the higher eon. And if you are truly tuned into the higher eon, there's no word that can appease God. As I say, we've been so tricked because we follow fallen angels and we think we're following God, right? So everything in reality is vibration around you, including your physical composition is made of atoms, and atoms are constantly morphing and vibrating, right? Everything is changing. There's nothing concrete. Even if I'm touching this microphone, I think I'm touching it, but I'm not really touching it. So why does it look that I'm touching this microphone, right? Because of resistance in electromagnetic field frequency. It's called for high level of knowledge, right? And that is why I said, we have to open our minds beyond the reality that program us here on earth, because that's why only many people think they're going to, only few people understand the other side. Only few people, because they don't even understand the things of this world. They don't even grasp the concept of quantum physics. Everything is vibrating. There's nothing steady. Everything is like sparks of light. The whole world is full of sparks of light. So density, the things you see, the animals you see, does not exist. I'm not going to say I've lost my mind, right? I've lost my mind, but I have not. Nothing exists in terms of physicality. Physicality is an illusion. And who created this physical illusion? It is the demiurge, it is the fallen angel that messed up your soul, that fragmented your soul to be able to understand how things work on the higher level of reality, higher level of being and existence. So if you truly see the world as it is, this is what you'll be seeing, these kind of patterns of vibration. And science has proven that. As I said, science is only catching up with what ancient people have known for ages. They're just starting to catch up. So the world around you, the people you see, in a true spiritual essence, that is what you see. This kind of vibration, things are vibrating. And people are in a different fields of vibration. The Bible says, don't be yoked with an unbeliever. I've forgotten how it said it. Don't be equally yoked with an unbeliever. It means different frequency and vibration. It might be here, somebody's here. We all live in this world as people, but we are on a different wavelength, vibration. What matters is vibration. Does not matter how you appear physically. That is nonsensical. If you judge the world based on phenomenology, based on physical appearance, your consciousness is daft. Your consciousness is dumb. You judge people based on the level of frequency, or the level of manifestation. Because you don't understand these spiritual sciences, you don't even understand yourself. If you understand these spiritual sciences, you know how to manifest things in the physical world, right? You know how to use your mind, because there's nothing concrete. Everything is thought. Everything is consciousness. Everything is pure light, right? But there are the reason you have the physical density, you can touch things, is because the demiurge or the god of this world has so condensed matter to become manifest as physical reality. The demiurge is the chief camouflage. The demiurge is the deceiver of all, the deceiver of our brethren, as they put it in the book of Revelation. The deceiver of our brethren, the God of this world, the God of the material physical plane, feed you with the idea that what you test with your tongue, with your five senses, what you see, what you hear are real. Those are called illusions. Those are not real. Those are not reality. Because when you see reality in its true nature, this is the patterns of vibration. There's something called the Lord of Cymatics. You can conduct your own experiment. That's why I say you got to study, you got to look for information, because that's what will free you. Nobody will help you. We are in a jungle. This is a prison. I keep saying it. This is a prison. Nobody will help you. You help yourself. That is why you don't mess with any kind of person. Because some people their vibration might be so negative. And if you can't decode it, if your brain computer, if your mind, if your spiritual consciousness cannot decode it, you could be dragged down right into a negative, polar opposite vibration from the original true creator. So you can conduct an experiment called cymatics, when sound creates patterns, geometrical patterns. This is what anyone can do. You can put water in a bowl, in a bowl, or can put sand on a bowl, and you begin to project sound to that sound. You see beautiful patterns like this, intricate patterns that human cannot design by sound. Because sound, frequency, and remember, sound is frequency. That is what creates the world. That's what creates the physical reality that you exist in. So when you look at people, you see the face, you see the legs, but in true esoteric nature, everything around you is this kind of patterns of vibration. So it depends on what vibration you are linked to. The world is like a radio. Let me try it, because I'm trying to describe this. The world is like a radio. In radio, if you have a box called radio, you can tune to different, different stations, right? So, and if you don't tune it proper, you're going to tune to a particular, that is not clear. The broadcast coming is not clear. We might just be having like static sound or hissing sound. That's how the world is. You tune your frequency to the true creator, the true God's vibration, because you are not human, so to say. You are a celestial angelic being living in what you call the carbon-based 666 human body. And what matters is not your physicality. What matters is your soul. That's what matters. That's what you should pay attention to. And its linkage or connection to the higher eon. Don't be trapped with the consciousness of this world, with the culture of this world. They are all in the same belly of the beast of Leviathan, the serpent of the sea, right? So if all you know is what my culture told me, what the educational system, you are in the belly of the beast, the same zodiac sign, wheel of time. And you're definitely going to reiterate over and over and over. You think you're suffering now? So who is the demiurge? In architectures, in paintings and drawing, we see him, this God is not human, but sometimes, when people and artists draw him, they draw him as like this. You see him creating the world, some part of his God. You see, this is the demiurge. This is Jehovah. This is your Jehovah. I say Jehovah. For some of you who understand the history of scriptures, the history of theology, the history of the world, you know that Jehovah is a fallen angel. He's the same one as Elohim, is the same one as the planet Saturn, the god Saturn, right? Jehovah is not the true God. I know some of you use this kind like what are you talking about? Because what everybody believes is not the truth. Jehovah is the name Jehovah came out of the Babylonian experience. The Jews went into exile in Babylon. And from the Babylonian experience that what you call rabbi came out of. And when they were in Babylon, they merged themselves with the Babylonian system. Babylon was one of the centers of this planet, or I may say gateway of occultism. And there embraced certain Babylonian culture, and they came out with what they call the tetragrammaton, the concept tetragrammaton. Out of tetragrammaton, the concept Jehovah, Yahweh, the Hebrew, Yahweh, came to be what we call today as Jehovah. But by that time, the Jewish people have ceased following the law of the true God. They were following something else. And that is why Moses had to lift up serpent, symbol of Lucifer, right, in the wilderness, and ask people to bow down and look at it for salvation. I wish you know the truth about the world. I wish you know what they have coded your mind, your consciousness with, the so-called religion. So the demiurge is the god of the material world, is Jehovah, is cast out, and he say, worship me alone. Beside me, there is no, I'm the jealous one. Remember, jealousy is the quality of fallen angel. The true prime creator does not have any reason to be jealous for any reason. Not at all. Not at all. So it was the demiurge that was speaking. The demiurge is the chief archon, is what the Bible called the god of this world, or Satan, the fallen angel. Is the one who created this belly of the beast we all live in. This physical reality. When I say this physical reality, I'm talking of the condensed wave, distorted wave. I think that is the best description. The distorted wave, the waves, frequency and vibration that governs this physical plane is distorted. Your soul is fragmented. You don't know that. Some of you are looking for my soulmate, but you should be looking for twin flame. Because by finding your twin flame, you're finding some aspect of you that have been fragmented and scattered all over the place. Right? Your memory is fragmented. You are in a cosmic amnesia. You don't remember who you are because some fallen angel, some demon wiped your memory before you incarnate in the physical world. That is what it means. So that is Jehovah creating the physical world. And when you say creating the physical world, it's distorting vibration. It's colonizing an aspect of creation, an aspect of creation, and distorting wave frequency and making that what they call the world a prison for his prisoners, which includes you. Nobody told you, but when you are born here, you are a prison. So again, it's also alluding, the circle is also alluding to the ring of Saturn. The ring of Saturn, as I say, ring of Saturn is a wave, frequency, and vibration. And the ring of Saturn projects energy and field and frequency that keeps this planet, keeps human consciousness on this world like not to rise, to be trapped constantly and continuously in the physical realm. That is also the circle. The circle is the ring of, I'm explaining deep mystery. And I know this is beyond many people's understanding, right? So the circle you see is also represent the circle, the ring of Saturn. This is the planet Saturn. This planet is like 700 times bigger than the planet, which means you can put this Earth 700 times into planet Saturn, and it's massive. When they say planet Saturn, that is the god El. The god El is Elohim. Yahweh is Jehovah, right? Is Saturn. From the Hebrew word Shabbatai. Hebrew word for this Saturn, for this planet right here is Shabbatai. It's from this Hebrew word Shabbatai that you get the word Shabbat or Shabbat. Shabbat means Sabbath or Saturday. I'm breaking concepts down for those who want to learn the true history of man. So, from the Hebrew word Shabbatai, which means Saturn, the planet Saturn, you get the word Shabbat, where they say God has people go the days to worship Him on when? Saturday, Shabbat, Sabbath. Is not the true prime creator, is the demiurge. The demiurge is a fallen angel. That was what was asking people to worship him on Shabbat. Because Shabbat is the name for the planet Saturn. Right? Saturn is Satan. It's called the Dark Lord. The Dark Lord or the Grim Reaper. They draw him as the Grim Reaper. If you can type in search engine, or Grim Reaper, you don't see him hooded with a sickle. That sickle is what he used to harvest souls, right? And many company logos, many mega business company logos have a Saturnalian, which means they are satanic. The whole world is under the ruler of darkness, the prince of darkness. The prince of darkness runs this plane. And that is what I'm trying to elevate people's mind beyond all those programs, all those fears you have. All those programs keeps your soul trapped in you're inside here. You're inside here in the belly of the beast, and you think you're making progress, you're eternally being recycled. So you have to get out, eject yourself out of the system, right? Again, whenever you're watching movie and you see this is called hypercube, they're also talking of the demiurge or the God of this world of Jehovah, because some of you don't know that Jehovah is the God of this world. That is the demiurge. And that is why, because we've been so deceived. Those who gave us religion, remember, if you know the history, often have been the elite, the Luciferian elite, and they hid true knowledge from you so that you don't see, you cannot see true knowledge, true message of what you can call Jesus. His true name is Yahushua. The true message he brought to this world has been so distorted that, like, if you turn back today, like, you don't know what people mean by all these religious belief systems they have now. Because he taught the Akin, he taught the hidden. You know, I think he even told his disciples. The reason I speak in parables is so that they look, but they can't see. They can't see because it's not made for everybody. If you're not called to a higher existence, you're going to be just religious. Religiousness is not spirituality. Spirituality or spiritual science is what frees your mind from the darkness of this realm. So whenever you see watching movie or they flash this or this kind of pattern, you see, this also looks like the pattern of the human brain, right? But it's the hypercube, it's the maze. Whenever you see it, watching movie, you see this kind of thing spinning around because most people who write movie in the developed society are occultists. They're occultists. They're not just writing entertainment. Sometimes they fool you. Sometimes they make mockery of you, but you don't know. You don't because you don't know what you don't know. Whenever you see this, they're talking of hypercube, the cube of Saturn. They are telling you that you are inside an endless, infinite realm of imprisonment. Your soul is trapped. That's what it means. This is the cube of Saturn or the cube of Satan. That's what it means. You are in the belly of the beast. You being born in the physical world means that they got you trapped inside here. For all this thing you're thinking you're dying, you're going to the heaven you think you're going is still inside the belly of the beast. It's still the matrix. It's just a different realm of deception. You think this world is full of deception. The other side is even more complex. So if this world is difficult for you to understand, how can you understand the astral plane where things are more sophisticated, right? You're not going to understand it. So this is the cube of Saturn. You see, you are this person here living inside Ouroboros, the snake, called and eating his own tail. You are inside a maze. This is the endless matrix. This is you. This square goes infinitely unless you get the Christic light or the Christ consciousness, what they call the Christ consciousness. No, I'm not talking about religion of Christianity, because religion was given by Emperor Constantine in 325 AD. Emperor Constantine was the one who gave what they call the modern day Christianity. And I'm not going to go to that history right now. So you have to embrace the Christ light, the Christic consciousness, the Christ consciousness to be able to escape, because you're trying to locate your way in this maze is infinite. You're trapped. Being born here means you're in a maze. You can go from one cubicle to the other, but you're not going to find your way. What finds your way is when the piercing light of the prime creator, through knowledge, through spiritual science, comes to you. You're able to escape the prison system, because you are in a maze. You see, if you, those who read Old Testament, those who read Quran Bible, Islamic Bible called Quran, you understand that the Jewish people say that God, or Jehovah, and I say Jehovah is not the true God. Jehovah is a fallen one who just dominated humanity, dominated this dimension, and make people to worship him. I know that I'm committing an abomination in the mind of some people now, but truth is true. I'm not here to tell you what makes you comfortable. I'm not here to liberate the minds from the three-dimensional cognition. When I say the 3D cognition, I'm really talking of high metaphysical, esoteric thing going on. You see, the cube. Didn't God or Jehovah ask the Jewish people to put the law in front of the cube in their forehead and their arms when they pray? You read it in the basic there in the Bible. Do you know this is occultic? That the God, quote unquote, that was talking in the Old Testament was the fallen angel. It was Yahweh, it was El, it was Saturn, it was God Saturn, it was the fallen angel. That is why they put the cube on their forehead. This is a Jewish boy. When they go to prayer, they put this cube. But you realize that it's the same cube that Islamic people go to Mecca, black cube, to worship. Right? You believe in the Old Testament now, and the God of Old Testament was true God. He told them to put cube on their head. It's the same cube that people who believe in Allah worship, because Allah and Jehovah are just different manifestations of one same deceptive being, one same deceptive entity. Why do they worship the cube? Why do they attach the cube? Remember, this is your third eye. Why do you have to put it here on your forehead? They dominate you. They cover your consciousness, right? Islamic people go and be spinning around the Kaaba stone in Mecca. You see? But Jewish and Christians and the Muslims, we fighting each other, not knowing that it's one fallen angel that deceives all of them. See how that works? See the cube in their forehead. Muslims go to Mecca to worship the Kaaba stone. And it represents the cube of Saturn. Because I told you in the north pole of the planet Saturn is the six-pointed star. So this cube, for some of you who understand geometry, this cube is nothing but the six-pointed star of the planet Saturn. This planet is where you get your Sabbath, worship me on the Sabbath, don't go to work on Sabbath. It's not the true God, it's Yahweh. If you understand tetragrammaton, if you understand ancient occult, that's what they are talking about. So it's the cube of the north pole of the planet Saturn, because the God, both Jewish, Christians, Muslims are worshiping, is the planet Saturn, Satan. It's a deceiver of the material plane. That's why I said a lot of souls are trapped in the three-dimensional cognition. And when I say the 3D cognition, I'm talking of high advanced metaphysical level of knowledge, which is beyond a lot of people's grasp. So even though Jewish and Muslims might not see eye to eye, they don't know that they're all worshiping Saturn. You see, the Jews have cube. You see, the same, look at it, the same thing. They put it on their forehead. Muslims go to Mecca and buy down to huge Kaaba stone. So even though Jewish and Muslims might not like themselves, but they don't know that the same creature, the same fallen angel, that is Saturn, the God El, Allah, Elohim, Allah, Elohim, Allah, Baal, one being deceiving all of humanity, making them fight one another in confusion, right? So if you understand the cube, as I told you, hypercube is the six-pointed star. That's the cube. And that cube is at the north pole of the planet Saturn. So they are worshiping frequencies, vibrational wave coming from Saturn. Coming from Saturn. That's the cube, the six-pointed star. And the virgin here, high occult knowledge. Occult means hidden, that no one is going to teach you, and because of your ignorance, your soul is going to be recycled here, even when you leave this physical dimension, right? So this is the earth you live in. There's a frequency bar preventing your consciousness, your soul, from living. I know. I know. This is not what your teacher, your pastor, priest, bishop, imam, pope is telling you, because they're lying to you. They don't tell you the truth. The planet, once you incarnate in the physical realm, you are in a realm, not just this planet, but you are in a realm that's quarantined. Your soul is in prison. If you don't understand this, you will be recycled here over and over. So the point is to get out of the system, of the matrix. The movie The Matrix, they told you, the matrix, I'm not quoting them, I don't know if I'm going to remember the line, but you see, the Matrix is a system. Neo is the main actor of that movie called Matrix. You see, the Matrix is a system, Neo, and that system is our enemy. But when you are inside this world, when you come here, when you incarnate into this world, and you look around, what do you see? You say businessmen, teachers, lawyers, carpenters, your mom, your dad, your brothers, And these people are oblivion, they're ignorance of the fact that their soul is in prison. They are going about their daily business, pursuing careers, right? Chasing their dreams. They are in a lockdown, but very oblivion of that very fact. They don't understand that this realm is a quarantine. You living in carbon-based material bounty, carbon 12. That's what he calls 666. Six proton, 6 electron, and 6 neutron. That's what your bio self, your biological body is composed of. And these fallen angels are so controlling your DNA from so that you don't evolve. I think somewhere in the Bible, even God, remember when they say God is the fallen angel, they say, and the age of man shall not pass more than 120 years old, because we used to live longer than that, but that's another story. So, some of you believe in astrology, you believe in astrology, interpreting yourself, I'm this, I'm Libra, I'm Leo. Remember, you are still within the belly of the serpent. It is still a system controlled by the fallen angel. It is still the wave, frequency, and vibration that the fallen angels are controlling. So I'm not saying astrology is not, of course it works, because it deals with the fallen realm. It's the fallen realm. That's what the Bible calls the hosts of heaven. Because when they say the hosts of heaven, of course, they're talking of still the fallen realm, right? You believe in astrology, you believe in all these things, you live all your life. You have to pass, you have to transcend all these dimensions, all these cognitions, transcend astrological thinking, because you came from a higher eon. Astrology is controlled still by fallen angels. What I'm communicating here is high level of knowledge. Astrological design is still within the cosmic wheel of time. Astrological design is still the realm, the belly of the beast, the realm of Satan, the realm of the fallen angel. It's controlled by the fallen angel that controls physicality, including your bioself, your carbon 12 based body, still under the rulership of the fallen ones, the great old ones, Satan, Lucifer, Beelzebub, Samael, Saklas, right? Azazel is still under the realm of this fallen angel. Does it work? Yeah, of course it works. because they designed your physical body. They manipulate your physical body, but your consciousness came from the higher eon. So instead of looking at astrology as a salvation, get off of it. Get off of it and know that there's something beyond Jehovah. There's something beyond astrology. There's something beyond the physical world. And that is called the higher eon. That is what you should be aiming at. Right? So this might be a bubble burst for a lot of new age people who believe. I'm not saying it doesn't work. It works because, of course, um, look at the moon, for example. The moon controls the planet. The moon is a frequency. The moon um, discharges magnetism that controls the earth. The moon is small, but it controls the earth. Because if you know the occult, you know that the moon is a base to some dark diabolical beings that came from other star systems. Cyrus, Orion, it's like a base, like if you have a radio station and you are in America, and Africa, for example, is so far away to broadcast to reach. What you have, like you come in between Africa and America, you have what they call a relay station, where you can your where you can broadcast your information, and then from that relay station you transfer it to the place you're trying to reach. That's what the moon thing. Even the planet Saturn, as I'm saying, is also a relay station for other high negative service to self entropic center of negative fallen angels. Call them reptilians, call them satanic center, home of satanic center of operation. Orion. Orion controls this dimension. Orion system, Orion angels control this physical realm. They're the one who give you all your stories all your stories you believe in religions. They're the ones you follow, right? So this is a book by anyone who can read. People say, like, I don't have time for you. You have time. Don't just use your time judiciously because you don't know what matters. So the book by Manly P. Hall, The Secret Teachings of All Ages. Get this book and study it and understand how the world works. Some of you will finish school 5-6 years ago, never finish one single book. You are a functioning illiterate. A functioning illiterate. And then how do you know things? How do you know things? Watch Facebook posts to understand reality. Remember, all these technological inventions are designed to do one thing, to distract your soul from higher consciousness, from higher ascension. That is why technology is the gift of the gods. I'm not asking you not to use it. I'm not like a Luda. I'm not asking people not to use it. Technology, but knowledge is power, as they say. When you understand who you are as a celestial being, you know that the technology you should be aiming is a spiritual technology. That's what you should be aiming for. Spiritual science. You can use these tools, to enhance your physical existence, but understand who gave all the technology we have. They are fallen angels, the gift of the fallen angels. And technology is meant to distract us from our self-exploration. For example, if you have cell phone in your hand, you can be on it for 5 hours, but spend just 1 hour being alone by yourself in terms of internal introspective reflection, studying, praying. It's difficult to do, right? That's why these gifts are hypnosis from the archons. They're addictive, they're hypnotic because it's designed for a purpose. I don't want to distract myself because I'll be going to another kind of lecture or teaching. So if you look at this ancient drawing, you see this is where you are. This is where you are, and you see that somebody here is able to trying to break free from the matrix. There's another reality beyond this reality. See this guy? There are people here who live in the matrix, going about doing their businesses, going to church, going to Muslim, praying in whatever, going to Islamic mosques, praying to whatever God in their religion. All these systems are here inside. You're trapped inside. See, there's a dome. You don't see, but there's a frequency bar, there's a dome preventing this realm souls from escaping within this realm, from this realm. You see, This guy has been able to try to escape. That's what you should do. When I say escape the three-dimensional, the 3D cognition, it means leaving everything you have been programmed to believe and questioning them. You can't question anyone. You can't question the Pope. You can't question your bishop. You can't question your imam. You can't question your parents because they too are under the hypnosis of the fallen ones. They too are following the program we have been designed for a long time that has been operating within them like software. So you question everyone, which means you have to be odd. You're going to be odd, you're going to be awkward in the midst of your friends because people don't understand what you're talking about, right? Because they're inside here. You have to get out. You have to get out as this individual. You see him, he's struggling to get out of the matrix. This is ancient drawing. See the tree of life, what they call the tree of life, still within the matrix. So escape. How do you escape? And I think this has been going on for a long time. I have to bring it to an end. So Plato was a Greek philosopher who discussed something we've come to know today as the allegory of the cave. He was a Greek philosopher in ancient time who understood what I'm talking about. He knew this information. He understood it. Why? Because Plato was an initiate in the Egyptian mystery school, right? So he understood the nature of reality and he told a story. You know, great teachers in ancient history use allegory and metaphors when they tell story, including Yahushua, Jesus, use metaphors. He said so that people will be looking but they can't hear because it's not made for them. You know, they'll be hearing but they don't understand it. He's speaking in code. Plato spoke in code about the physical reality and also the metaphysical reality. He said, assuming there were prisoners, these are prisoners. You know, this is a wall. Their back is faced, they're leaning on a wall, their back is leaning on a wall, and then in front of them is a cave, the wall of the prison. There are people who are the manipulation. Listen to this very well, but that's how our world is run. There are people here who are behind the wall. These are puppet masters. These are the black magicians. These are the Luciferians in our own modern concept, who are projecting images of horses and birds and animals which they had on a pole, on a stick. And because there's a bonfire here, see a bonfire here? There's a fire here. See fire here? So between the prisoners who are locked, these people have been there since they were born. They don't know anything. They think this is the world. They think this is reality. They didn't know there is a world that exists outside the prison. The prison is a cave. When Plato is talking like this, Plato is talking of the world, like you, talking about you. You live in this world which you believe is reality. And you are looking at illusions. As I told you, what you think, the world outside you does not exist. The only thing that exists is your soul consciousness. So these prisoners are looking at the world, watching objects, shadows cast by this fire. And this shadow is reflecting these animals and objects. You see a bird, you see a circle, you see a horse, you see somebody carrying a pot. So these prisoners, because they don't know about these people existing behind the wall, they think that these objects are the real thing. They think that the shadows are the real image. These shadows are the real thing. Because according to Plato, these prisoners are chained in such a way that they cannot turn right or left or look backward. They are chained. The only thing they can look is just tunnel vision. They can just see the wall in front of them. And since they were born, they have been looking at these images and they don't know that these images are nothing but shadow. It's only shadows. It's not real. You know, because there are people behind manipulating them. And some of them are manipulating you guys, but you don't know. Right? The Luciferians are manipulating you. And also understand that it's not just a Luciferian, but the God of this world. What the Bible called the God of this world is Demiurge, the creator of the material plane. He did not create, but he reformatted the physical plane by condensing light, by slowing down light to condense into physical matter. Talking of both physics and metaphysics right now, for those who can grasp what I'm trying to say. So they are looking at this image and they don't know. So one day, one of the prisoners managed to free himself and run out of the prison. you know, after centuries. They've been trapped there forever. So he freed himself and ran out of the prison, and for the first time, he saw reality from the outside that the shadows are not nothing but shadows. They're not real. The real objects are behind, right? So he came back to the prison trying to help his former fellow prisoners to escape. And he told them, you know, all these things we believed all our life that are real, do you know they are not real? You know they are not real. The world out there does not exist. He said they didn't believe him. Of course. Like if you listen to me say some of these things, it looks weird, right? It looks awkward. It looks strange. And you know, some of you may not like it. I don't know what I don't believe it. Those nonsense. Right? But that is the truth. So they did not believe them, and he said they even tried to kill him. They even tried to kill him because they were preconditioned behaviorally, psychologically, emotionally, conditioned to believe that the shadows are real. That's the word they know. The same thing through your genetic redesigning by the fallen angel. You know, you have come to believe that the physical matter you see is concrete, that what you see out there exists. Because of that, your projection of your self-image is outward. So you don't know yourself as a soul consciousness existing in physical matter. And if somebody tries to convince you that you are a soul in the body, in the carbon-based 666 material corruptible body, experiencing physicality, you will look at the person like the person is strange and weird, right? So there are people controlling events in the world. The reality you see is being controlled by forces who are serving the fallen angel. The fallen angel is the great demiurge. These people are the Luciferian, they are the Illuminati, they are the secret society. They are watching the whole world. As I decoded in my last video when I talked about the Big Brother show that has a symbol as the all-seeing eye. See, this all-seeing eyes is the eye of the secret society that run this world. You are in prison and you don't realize that. And there are people who are controlling all your perceptions. I think this probably must have gone more than an hour, so I'm going to stop here. Again, know that whatever you have been taught from the age you were born is nothing but mind conditioning from your culture, from your school system, from the churches, from the society, from the medias, systems of the matrix, which you have to transcend as a soul consciousness, knowing that you are not your body, but you are a soul in the physical body, and your awareness is being trapped by the fallen ones. Some people call them the great old ones, call him the devil, call him Satan, call him Lucifer, call him Belphegor, call him Baal or Beelzebub or Samael or Azazel. Is referring to one entity that rules this world. The Bible calls him the God of this world. Has blinded your mind that you cannot see reality as it is. I'll see you some other time, and thank you for your patience in watching as we try to uplift our consciousness beyond everybody around you.